Alright everyone, here it is, my black powder and Napoleonics project. I have taken on the French from the black powder 2-player starter, which I unboxed recently. You'll find a link right up above. I've actually had a lot of this stuff sitting around because got busy with the World War II stuff on Flames of War and Bolt Action and getting into Team Yankee and all that. And really my son's interest in black powder era wargaming or Napoleonic wargaming really hasn't been there, but hopefully it will be soon enough because I'm planning on doing the play it from the box, the Waterloo 2-player starter. But obviously a huge like impediment to getting that done is getting all of these figures painted, because there is a ton of them in the box, as well as stuff that I've added in order to make it a full like divisional type setup. But we're going to work from the Waterloo set and then kind of go from there. Also, recently got into some of the Osprey stuff and purchased... My first purchase from Osprey was this Chosen Men skirmish game. But I'm hearing that this is not like the best. However, I'm still going to play it. It gives us an opportunity to play Napoleonics at a smaller level. So that's definitely something that James and I will do. I actually bought Peninsular campaign figures in order to do that. I got the 1807 to 1810 French line infantry, so they have the they don't have the greatcoats like these guys right here. So I'm going to use that. I'm putting them on single bases and all that stuff. And I bought James some War Games Atlantic riflemen, so those are definitely going on single bases, although there's enough figures there that I can put them on mass bases, but obviously that'll be dependent on what we do. The second Osprey book that I bought is this, Absolute Emperor. So another Napoleonic war game. I've been watching some battle reports online, and it seems to be pretty simple to get into, just like black powder is pretty simple to get into. So after I know the ins and outs of black powder, we'll probably jump over to Absolute Emperor and give that a shot. So that's definitely something that we're going to be getting into, just to kind of give us maybe another outlet for Napoleonics. And lastly, because I heard Chosen Men wasn't the greatest skirmish game or skirmish level game for Napoleonics, I ended up buying Shakos and Bayonets. But the thing is, this is a supplement for Muskets and Tomahawks, so I actually have to buy the Muskets and Tomahawks core rulebook in order to play Shakos and Bayonets. So, alright, with all that book stuff out of the way, I kind of wanted to show you guys what I'm working on right now. I think one of the main criticisms of the Waterloo 2-player starter is the lack of command. And it is pretty unfortunate because that'll force you as a player to have to go buy command models. Depending on where you are in the world, it might be a little bit more difficult. Folks in Europe and the UK have an easier access to like parry into Warlord, and they can get stuff a lot faster than some folks in the States. I personally have had trouble just finding command sprues, because that's really all that I need. I don't want to buy any more boxes unless I'm going to play larger games for any Napoleonic war game system. At this point, because we're just starting, we want to keep it small. And it's not necessary for us to buy more infantry boxes when we really have a lot of stuff to work on already. So I have lucked out a little bit in getting command models for this. I did buy an extra late line infantry. Unfortunately, the unboxing for that, the audio cut out, so I just set those guys aside. But I do have the command models here, and I will use that for one of the battalions from the Waterloo set. So I got 2 officers right here, the flag bearer and the drummer. So that's one HQ unit for a battalion, which, based on the Waterloo set, would be 24 of these line infantry here. I know you guys can't see all of the table here, so I'll just be moving stuff around shortly to get a clearer picture. But in any case, I did luck out on eBay. Someone was selling a single sprue of the Perry Command, and actually comes with, I believe, 6 bodies, so I'll be able to do another queue stand for the 2nd Battalion, because out of the Waterloo set there are 2, I believe, battalions of French line infantry, and now I have my commands taken care of. So that's pretty awesome. But again, it's not so easy for me to find these single sprues without having to order them from the UK, which of course with my impatience makes it hard to stomach the shipping and just the wait time in shipping. So the other unit that is included on the French side for black powder, or for Waterloo, is the Chasseurs à Cheval, the light cavalry. And again, no HQ, but I did a while ago, I was able to get a command sprue of the Chasseurs à Cheval, and was able to create an officer and a bugler. So, and these are parries, they're not warlord. I put them on these MDF or wood stands. I probably shouldn't have done that, but I did, because I was going to use these for chosen men as well. So, but in any case, it's good to have the command. I do have a couple extra bodies that I can use as command if necessary. The unfortunate thing is I don't have enough horses, so I'd have to source mounts for those 2, as well as the rest of the body parts. I do have most of another bugler built up, but yeah. That is the challenge. A little while ago, I unboxed British and French mounted infantry colonels. You can find that link up above. And those are parries. And while I like the generals that were included in the Waterloo set here, I decided that I wanted a more dynamic looking general. The foot generals aren't bad, but a mounted colonel or general looks a lot better. And this is my French mounted colonel, which I'll be using as a general for the formation, the divisional formation that I'm building out of the Waterloo set. And I think it's pretty awesome. I had one of these old Games Workshop oval bases that are used for mounted units, and it seemed to work pretty well. So all I have to do is paint this guy and I'll have my general. Hey, if I'm getting any of this stuff wrong in terms of terminology, please let me know in the comments below. Like I said, I'm pretty new to Napoleonics, so I'm not going to get all the military units correct. I'm only basing it off kind of the little bit of knowledge that I know. So again, correct me if I'm wrong, let me know below. Alright, so I'm going to finish this off by showing you what I'm using for painting my French here. So I did end up getting this Vallejo set, the French Infantry Napoleonic Wars. I think it's a pretty cool set. It does come with, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 paint pots for colors that are specific to the French line infantry, or French infantry. So this is pretty neat, not very expensive. It even breaks down which paints to use for your French. And as you can see, it's tagged for black powder. And Vallejo is really good. They do have a British one, so I do need to get that for James, who will be playing the British out of the Waterloo set. So yeah, I mean, you know, this actually makes it easier for me as a newbie painter to actually have something that's kind of organized in a way that it'll tell me what options to paint on these uniforms for the French. Granted, you could use a bunch of these sprues from the French as their allies, like the Italians or the Swiss, but obviously I would be playing the French, so I felt that this was a good purchase on my end. So I do have, I think I talked about it in one of my other videos. I'm not certain, I can't remember, but I have been assembling the figures on the sprue to make it easier for me to paint, so I don't have to use popsicle sticks and poster tack. So I've actually primed these in the Army Painter uniform gray, and then I started applying that gray coat gray that's out of the Vallejo set. You can't tell, it's not much of a difference. It's a little bit darker than the primer, but as soon as I start washing everything, it'll probably look different. Applying White is always a challenge, or the off-white that's included in the Vallejo set. So as you can see, the gray is still showing through, so I'll need to do a couple more thin coats to get that squared away. I have to admit that painting Napoleonics is kind of daunting because of how detailed the figures are. And I am not the most prolific painter, so obviously painting a lot of French infantry and cavalry is going to be very daunting, but I definitely am motivated to start getting these done because I do want to play Napoleonics. I think it's an awesome era of wargaming. Definitely something I'm not familiar with, but not that don't know too much of the history. I do love the history behind it. Just have never played it on the tabletop, so definitely looking forward to it. If you guys are interested in more videos like this, go ahead and let me know. Tell me what you'd like to see in terms of Napoleonics from the channel. I gave you a quick overview of what I'm planning. It might be a little while because, again, painting is going to be the daunting aspect of this project. But we'll see. I mean, we're going to start with Waterloo box and kind of build up from there. Who knows, we might branch off into different black powder eras. But for now, I think we have more than enough to work with. And hopefully James will get his British painted up. And then we can start slogging it out on the field. Definitely going to have that play from the box, Mel report, and probably some other stuff. Maybe try to find a way to play a smaller version of black powder. But obviously we can seg into Chosen Men or Shakos and Bayonets for skirmish level playing. So, alright, that's it. Go ahead and click like, subscribe if you haven't, and down below will be a link to our Discord. Would love to chat with you guys, so if you could join that, it'd be very much appreciated. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more of the Napoleonics project from WarGamingNewb Historical.